This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, it certainly feels like just last year coming out of the All-Star break when you got thumped by the Dodgers in L.A. The Chicago Cubs, the top team in the NL Central, taking the first two games of the series at Wrigley against the Red Sox out of the All-Star break, and they do it with a shutout on Saturday. Now the Cubs go for the series sweep on Sunday. Why is it not going to happen? Because you've got your stopper, your ace, Mr. Crochet, Garrett Crochet going. Got to take the finale and avoid being swept by the Cubs in Chicago coming out of the All-Star break. And with that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. Wish we were talking about a winner. We are not. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller. I've called games from the Tokyo Dome in Japan, Dodger Stadium, Target Field, Minute Maid Park, Kauffman Stadium, Jacobs Field, Globe Life in Arlington, and yes, LaLasher Park, the former home of the Lowell Spinners in Lowell, Massachusetts. We are providing reaction every Red Sox game, win or lose, on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you get your podcast. Our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast presented by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Audience participation, we love it. We encourage it. We want to hear from the Royal Rooters. We want to hear from our everydayers and our first-timers. Hit the comment button if you're with us and on board on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Share your thoughts on the Red Sox dropping the first two games of this series at Wrigley Field. It's not same old Red Sox. I refuse to believe that. Right off the top, I refuse to believe that. As always, we also ask you to follow us on the X as well. We can continue the baseball and Red Sox conversation there. Hit me up and follow at Lennox on baseball. So Brayan Bello, remember, down 3-0, three batters in with Lucas Giolito, giving up 3 runs in the first inning on Friday. Day baseball on a Friday at Wrigley Field. Not much better. But Brayan Bello giving up back-to-back home runs to the first two batters of the game. Michael Busch, first pitch, home run. Kyle Tucker, home run. 2-0, 6-0, the final.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Friday, I made a brief mention of Jarren Duran striking out to open up the game against Colin Ray on 3 pitches. Well, Rob Refsnyder leads off the game with a lefty on the mound with a double. Moves to third on a ground ball off the bat of Alex Bregman. That should be an RBI situation, not Bregman just trying to move the runner along. I thought, hey, go get that RBI. That's your guy out there. That's your ribeye. That's your steak. Instead, ground ball out, runner at third, less than 2 outs. Imanaga gets out of the inning. And you just thought, okay, here we go. Gonzalez strikes out, Anthony strikes out, inning over, Refsnyder left at third base. And then bottom 1, Michael Busch, ambush. And Brayan Bello pitched well. Ends up with the loss. But Bello, after giving up the 2 runs in the first and the run in the second, gave up nothing the rest of the way. A quality outing despite taking the loss and falling to 6-4. But are you kidding me? 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. And we're going to get to your comments. And I'm going to beat you to the punch because I'm the host. I'm bragging there. I'm holding that over your head. But in the 7th inning, Imanaga retires the first 2 batters. Yoshida a base hit. Toro a base hit. Connor Wong comes to the plate. There's a conference on the mound. Imanaga, Adam Amin, AJ Pierzynski, Adam Wainwright in the booth for Fox. They didn't put me to sleep, but a lot of the times on the national broadcast, you get you just hit the surface stuff, right? They're not digging deep into a lot of things. But Connor Wong is at the plate. And I'm thinking, you've got one right-handed bat on the bench, right? That's Carlos Narvaez. You've got to put him up in that situation. It doesn't come to your backup catcher right now, but Connor Wong goes up there first pitch swinging. Is he not invited to these one-on-one hitter meetings that they're now having? We've heard a lot about that in recent weeks. Is Connor Wong not part of those? Remember the stories of Jason Varitek. Didn't do a lot of hitter meetings because he was always in on the pitcher stuff pre-game, before every game. Varitek was a very good hitter. But Connor Wong, I'm sorry. It's not happening this season. And I'm not trying to pile on one guy here. But Alex Cora, very few games do I second guess. That's an easy one. He is now 0 for 30. There is your number of the night. He doesn't have an extra base hit. He's got 1 run batted in. He is 0 for 30 with runners in scoring position on the season. And I am a firm believer, and I've said this for a few weeks now, and I've said this when Carlos Narvaez got off to a red-hot start at the plate. It can't be, and I'm arguing here about a hitter who you see once or twice a week. You'll see Narvaez back in there on Sunday on Crochet Day, where you're trying to avoid being swept. You're down 3-0, 3 batters in on Friday. You're down 2-0, 2 batters in with Bello on the mound on Saturday after Ref Snyder's left at third base. He was at third base, less than 2 outs. You failed to get him home. Oh, the bats have gone quiet. That was on my rundown right there. Instead, it feels like it's May again. It feels like it's May again. Brad Keller, remember him? 8th inning. Alex Cora starts making moves. Duran comes up to pinch hit for Ref Snyder, strikes out. Bregman strikes out. Abreu pinch hitting for Gonzalez, strikes out. Keller strikes out the side on 19 pitches. Then you get Ryan Brazier. Remember him? Strikes out Roman Anthony to start off the 9th inning. Story strikes out. Rafaela reaches with an infield single, hustling down the line, extends his hit streak to a career best 12. By the way, Roman Anthony, his hit streak ends at 10. And then Yoshida grounds out to end the ballgame. After Yoshida and Toro had back-to-back base hits in the second, not another hit until Yoshida and Toro reached with back-to-back 2-out hits in the 7th inning. Anthony walked in the 4th inning. Imanaga was terrific. He really was. Got in on the right-handed batters, throws a nasty split finger. I loved AJ Przinsky and Adam Wainwright talking pitching and talking Imanaga because he was dealing, and Bello gave up the 2 runs early in the 1st inning and then 3 runs over the first 2. All of a sudden, it was like, oh, yeah, by the way, Bello settled in. Bello gave him 6 innings. And then Murphy gives up a home run to Matt Shaw. That makes it 4-0. You're still 1 swing away, but you need base runners, and the base runners were few and far between. And then Murphy working a 2nd inning. He had to wear it, I guess you could say. But Pete Crow-Armstrong hits a home run, number 26. Ian Happ, twice in this game. Twice in this game, the Cubs go back-to-back with home runs. 5 solo home runs, including back-to-back twice and a pinch hit home run. That's execution. That's not being ready to compete in an at-bat. That's not good. And I firmly believe, I'm a little bit shocked that this is, again, a collective swoon. Hey, Colin Ray, Imanaga, both having good seasons. Not that you made it easy on them, but you've got to adjust at the plate. Imanaga, splitter, coming in on right-handed batters. And you lose 6-0. Might get swept in this series. Not good. But you've got Crochet. He can stop the bleeding very easily. And he can do that come Sunday in the series finale. But the Red Sox shut out for the 4th time this season, 3rd time on the road. 5 solo home runs for the Cubs. I mentioned the 2 hit streaks. Roman Anthony's hit streak ending. Ceddanne Rafaela final at bat in the 9th inning, a base hit, an infield single, and his hit streak now at 12 in a row. But the Red Sox are now 16-33 on the season when the opponent scores first. And at 3-0, you're in the game. But you're just going down like soft bleeping rain. We say that on occasion. Pardon my French. But not much going on offensively. First time, I think, in 12 games, the Red Sox gave up 4 or more runs in a game. First time in 12 games. They'd gone 11 straight, giving up 4 runs or fewer. But here's the number. I gave you Wong, 0 for 30 runners in scoring position. The averages say he's due. But when you watch Connor Wong, and he comes up in those situations, he came up when Yoshida and Toro had base hits with 2 outs earlier in the game, prior to that 7th inning against Imanaga. But you don't pinch hit for him there. You got 1 chance Just run into one. Just a base hit, put the ball in play. But he went up there first pitch swinging. That was brutal. That made it even worse as he's coming to the plate. He's introduced. And he's in there. They put the lower third up. Connor Wong, first pitch swinging. After a conference on the mound. Tyler O'Neill did that a ton last year. It drove me nuts. But that first inning where Ref Snyder's left at third, all of a sudden again, Red Sox collectively in a funk. Didn't think that would happen again this season. Alex Bregman, a couple of base hits last weekend against the Rays in his first 2 games back. I hope he's close to 100% in another week because he's not there right now. Even the play at third, there was an infield single where he went down, tried to make the backhanded play and pop back up. I think that was a result of the leg where he couldn't pop back up. Hit off the heel of the glove, but as he went down to try to make that play, which he makes as well as anybody, couldn't make it. And I wonder if it's because of that leg. But the Red Sox have not scored in the first inning in 9 straight games, where the Cubs have scored 5 runs in the first inning over the first 2 games of the series. I'm done. We're going to hear from you. You are up next. Want your thoughts on this one? You're down 2-0. I don't want the theme to be just like last year. I really don't. But for the 3rd straight season, I mean, it's deja vu all over again. For the 3rd straight season, the Red Sox are 53-47 through their first 100 games. 3rd straight year. Again, they got to 8 games over 500 with the 10-game win streak. I don't want to even see 500 again at any point in this season. You've dropped this series. Now it makes the Philadelphia Phillies series coming up next starting on Monday. To me, all that much more important as you have lost the first 2 games of the series. Win the finale, avoid being swept, go take 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia, host the Dodgers at Fenway next weekend. Glad you're on board with us. Locked On Red Sox postcast. Locked On Red Sox, your team every day. We are presented by FanDuel. Summer sports in full swing, whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action. FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little bit more thrilling? With the FanDuel app and with FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburned and baked at the beach. With FanDuel, you can track your favorite matchups, and the app keeps it fresh. And with their new daily promotions, you've got fun ways to bet. FanDuel app, easy to use, fast payout as well, and makes every regular season game feel like must-watch events. Whether you're placing the same game parlay or watching a bet ride into the 9th inning, FanDuel makes it easy to be part of the action. New to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. All right, Red Sox shutout again for the 4th time this year, 3rd time on the road. We get to your comments here, as we like to do now. We've sort of set it up here going forward with the, with hearing from you in segment number 2. So who's our leadoff hitter? Carlos is our leadoff hitter. Wong needs to go. I feel like he's doing more damage offensively than he provides defensively. Yeah, I agree. And I don't know if I finished my complete thought earlier, but Carlos Narvaez, it doesn't need to be a 4-3 split or a 5-2 split over the course of a week. But Narvaez needs to get off his feet every once in a while, even if you can use him in the DH role. And I know with carrying 2 catchers, that makes it difficult. But Connor Wong, you've seen enough. It's not there for this season. It's just not. So, Carlos, agree on that one. Carlos, again, Sox need to shake off the break rust and avoid the sweep. Let's go. Let's get at least one Go Sox. Agree 100%. Red Sox die hard. This is just who they are. The 10-game win streak was a fluke. No, it wasn't. You were there along for the ride. It was not a fluke. It did happen. This team is just mediocre. No, it's not. Won't be surprised when we're back to 500. Hope I'm wrong. Red Sox die hard. I think you are going to be wrong. We'll see how it plays out, though. I understand not having faith. I really do. But you didn't have Crochet last year in this situation. But again, Crochet makes a start after a loss, a tough loss, and 2 straight losses. And don't think the guys who were in the clubhouse last year out of the All-Star break aren't thinking about it. But, man, do not go into another May collective slump. There are too many bats in this lineup. And, again, you faced good pitching for the last 2 games. Great pitching, above average pitching. Imanaga is really good. He really is. Matthew, I logged on just to be the first person to ask, why the expletive didn't AC pinch hit for Connor Wong in the 7th inning? Agree with you 100%, Matthew. And I'm sure that's going to be asked. It might be the first question asked. That and why have you been down 3-0 after 3 hitters in game 1 and 2-0 after 2 hitters in game 2? Carlos, nah, I don't think it was a fluke. Maybe they're just overconfident after the win streak. I don't think it's that either. Baseball players, I know it's cliche to say, but this is 162. Excited about the 10-game win streak. You won in all different fashions. Hey, a week ago Friday, Ceddanne Rafaela walked off with a home run against the Rays. Next day, Garrett Crochet wins 1-0 as he goes the distance. It's peaks and valleys, ebbs and flows, and it goes back and forth. Is this going to turn into a 7-game losing streak? Are you going to go 0-6 on this road trip to open up out of the break? No, I don't think they are. But to go 500 now, you got to win the finale, then you got to take 2 out of 3. That's 3-3. Go take 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia after winning the finale. Phillies are beatable. Just got to keep them in the ballpark. Alley Bats, Wong needs to go on assignment and develop. Well, designated for assignment means he would go off the 40-man roster. They would probably lose him to waivers. But I do believe he has options, so he could go down to AAA to continue to develop. But this is turning, I mean, heck, we're after the All-Star break. This is turning into a lost season. I read quotes, and I don't know where I read it, and I hate not crediting the source, but David Hamilton. Someone talked about David Hamilton being down at AAA. And Hamilton, part of his quote was, I'm feeling better. I'm getting the at-bats. I'm getting consistent at-bats. He didn't have that. And that's tough on a player. It's tough on Connor Wong. But you've got to produce. 0 for 30 in runners in scoring position, not a single extra base hit after the All-Star break and 1 RBI. That's brutal. Andrew the Goat, Red Sox. Red Sox suck again at baseball. Thank you, Andrew the Goat. Andrew the Goat follow-up. Just saying, if the Red Sox were such a good baseball team, they would be able to beat the Chicago Cubs, who, by the way, are a first-place team. They are. They're very good. They've won 4 in a row. Alley Bats, at Carlos. They got cocky. And that's what I was afraid would happen. I don't know that. You've got to be confident in the game of baseball. You're going up there with a bat to hit a baseball being thrown 99 miles an hour, then 87 miles an hour, then 93, and it's moving all over the place. You've got to be cocky as a baseball player. If you're not, you are going up there like Connor Wong right now. You are defeated before you ever step in the box. Amanda, dang, Red Sox got shut out by Cubs. Connor Wong needs to do a better job first thing for tomorrow's game, but still go Cubs go, because that's what the song says. Amanda, really? Go Cubs go? All right. Red Sox die hard, shooting themselves in the foot to a certain degree. Yeah. Alley Bats, where are we here? I missed the hype during the offseason, but it doesn't match the production level. Is that for Connor Wong? Because, yeah, he was your starting catcher at the beginning of the season. I mean, Carlos Narvaez, you've got to put that in the win column for Craig Breslow and the Red Sox front office and the scouts and all of that, because Carlos Narvaez has been huge this year. I just don't know if you're swimming in the deep end of the pool for a number 2 behind Garrett Crochet. Adam Amin, Ken Rosenthal was also on the Fox broadcast Saturday night. Joe Ryan, they talked about Joe Ryan and the Twins. That seems to have lost steam. But it's going to be Jarren Duran and more, and that's going to hurt because Joe Ryan, quality starting pitcher, he would fit in nicely. But there are other teams going to be texting, calling, knocking on the door to the Twins front office. It's going to cost a lot. But you do have them under control for a few years, which is also going to cost you a lot. And I would think that he would sign an extension at some point. Doesn't have to be right away, but if he came to the Red Sox, he'd be like, I love it here. Ready to go. Sign me up. Carlos, yeah, Allie, I agree, but we must keep the faith. Can't win them all. Carlos, Red Sox die hard. Carlos is saying that to Allie, but he's also saying that to you as well. Baconator Senior. Good thing we only have the toughest schedule in baseball left. Yeah, hey, it's not. No one said it was going to be easy. It's only going to be a cakewalk. Add. Every team's got to add. Baseball's different than it was 10 years ago. Even the Cubs. I mean, they lost Justin Steele, terrific pitcher. By the way, it's going to be Crochet and rookie Cade Horton, a right-hander, on Sunday. Horton was just announced Saturday. I think it might have been during the game. Alley Bats at Carlos. The faith never dies, but the frustration grows. That's a great quote. Put that on a T-shirt, Alley Bats. Matthew at Andrew the Goat. The Cubs have one of the best 1 through 4 spots and the second best record in baseball. Yes, Matthew, they do. Second best record in baseball only to the Detroit Tigers, who entered Saturday on a 5-game losing streak. Every team's going through a funk this year. Doesn't matter who you are. The Dodgers recently did it. The Phillies have done it a couple of times. You hope the Phillies and Dodgers for the upcoming week with more interleague play for the Red Sox on the schedule just keep stumbling. But you might be hitting them at the wrong time, too. George, can't defend versus homers. No bats either tonight or tomorrow. No bats either yesterday or tonight. Hope the bats come on Sunday. Andrew the Goat, what a pathetic baseball game by the Red Sox tonight. Andrew the Goat, you've already been in there a couple times. You were actually a little bit, I thought you were a little positive there. Now coming in there. Big boots on the ground update. I am not a good luck charm. Big, are you going to be there again on Sunday? Because you got Crochet on the mound. Hope you enjoyed your time at Wrigley. WWE ringside guy. Hey again. Hashtag Cubs expose the Red Sox. Red Sox are frauds. No, they're not. That 10-game win streak was against bad teams. Cubs own Boston. Please cope. WWE ringside guy, if you were right here, I'd give you a hug. Or at least a fist bump. But I'd go in for the hug. I'd go in for the real thing. You swept the Rays. I understand it was the Nationals Rockies at the front of that. That's fine. Big. Maybe it's the chirping from the home crowd getting to me, but it feels like the beginning of a 9-game skid to make us huge sellers at the deadline. No, not happening. You've got a guy, Garrett Crochet, and I believe in him. Andrew the Goat to Matthew Borg. Matthew Borg, can the Red selection not play trash baseball game for once in their life? Okay, you guys got the back and forth going now. Big. We do tip the cap to Bello, though, for grinding out a quality start in that one. Otherwise, I see no positives. No, not on this night. Alley Bats, they really need to learn to play small ball on a daily basis. Ugly wins are wins, and you are not going to beat the Cubs trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Alley Bats, like I just said to WWE ringside guy, if you were here right now, I'd give you a hug if you were allowing me to do that, or I'd just give you a fist bump. Yeah, because small ball wins games. You can't just be about the 3-run home run. You can't. Can't happen. You've got to be fundamental, too. It's not just the Red Sox who sometimes can't manufacture a run. Get them on, get them over. Hey, got them on, got them over in the first inning, didn't come through. First inning, they're willing to concede a run just to get an out. Fly ball gets, you had plenty of lazy fly balls, get the ball to the outfield. Get him in from third, didn't happen. Kind of set the tone. Who'd I have there? Carlos. I think Breggy needs more time to heal up. I agree. I think it's obvious. Danny, remember that one time when we played the Rockies? That was awesome. James, they could not hit anything with men on base. No, they didn't. A couple of games in a row, right? All right, we got to get out of here soon. Couple more. Alley Bats. Danny, at Danny. It would be more frustrating if Casas were here. Wow, I haven't heard Tristan Casas' name in a while. And Alley Bats, by the way, Danny agrees 100%. Andrew the Goat, I'm going to give you one more. Can the Red Sox not play a trash game for once in their... Jeez, they did win 10 in a row. All right, Andrew, I think you're just typing and smiling just to get me to read some of these, and that's okay. Who do we have? Corey. I love how you keep saying the Cubs are good. With the win and the Tigers lost, the Cubs now have the best record in baseball. Okay, they're really good. I'm not trying to discount the Cubs at all, but this is Locked On Red Sox Postcast. I'm not discrediting the opponent. I understand how good they are. But again, you need to add. You're feeling real good right now. But wouldn't you like to go in on Joe Ryan? This is a great Cubs team right now. Yeah, and like you said, hey, Tigers lost tonight. Didn't see it. I'll take your word for it. You're scoreboard watching just like us. They've lost 6 in a row. So yes, the Cubs, right there. But again, 162, and then it comes down to who's going to be hot late September and really get hot in October. And it could certainly be the Chicago Cubs. There's no doubt about it. Jules, you don't need 94 if you know how to pitch. Yeah, and he wasn't even at 94. And Shota Imanaga knows how to pitch. He was 90, 92. And he had a very good split finger. George, when are the Sox going to come out of the All-Star break and be ready to play? You know, I don't know what the schedule is next year, but I would, I don't know. This is at least 2 years in a row, opening up on the road out of the break. But maybe next year they request, hey, can we open up at home out of the All-Star break? Cubs are very good. That from Jules, confirming what we've been talking about here. I knew it was over after the first pitch, home run of Bello. That from Brad. 9-1, Brad. There we go. George is going to have the last word here. Let's get to George. Danny Keller, dropping 2 games against possibly the best team in all of baseball is not the reason to panic. We will win tomorrow. I love the positivity. I love the positivity. Where were we going here? I think I was trying to get, here's a new one. Prod by Brownie, 3. See Cora smile and laugh after the team meltdown is frustrating. Alex Cora's got a smile on his face. I don't know where we were there, but Allie Bats, the Red Sox don't have a great track record at home either. Well, they're playing winning baseball at home. That's part of the 10-game win streak. So, yeah, they've played better at home this season than they have the last couple of years. And I said that recently. That's big, especially for the young players. What's next? Crochet Day. Win the series finale, avoid being swept. Right-hander rookie Cade Horton on the mound for the Cubs. He's been good. He's had a couple of ugly outings. He's a rookie, right? I'm not trying to dismiss him or anything. As always, we tip our cap to you, the Royal Rooters, for being on board with us on our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. Our next one starts within minutes of the final out Sunday. Hopefully, we're talking about the Red Sox going to Philadelphia with a victory on Crochet Day. Crochet, left-hander against the right-hander, Cade Horton. That is the pitching matchup. Jarren Duran, Wilyer Abreu are going to be back in the starting lineup. And I really want to see Marcelo Meyer against a lefty. Wasn't necessarily against Imanaga, who pitched fantastic baseball over 7 scoreless in the win on Saturday at Wrigley Field. Locked On Red Sox postcast, number 1 place to hang out immediately after every game. Tell your friends all about us. The best advertising, word of mouth advertising. I ad-libbed that right there, and I'm terrible at that. Locked On Sports, Locked On Red Sox postcast, Locked On Sports. Your team, your Red Sox, yes, win or lose, every day.